Let me pull up my phone real quick because I don't know what mic we're.
17 notifications. Password 1. Cancel. Button. 0. 8. 2.
Bear
9.
with,
Not. Delete.
just bear with me for
6
one second,
notifications.
folks,
Delete. 0. 8. 2. 5. 9. Delete. 1 of 2. 9. 0. 7. 4. 8.
because I don't know which
Safari. Wallet. What you like.
open YouTube.
Cost. Button. Graphics. I dash accent feed. YouTube. Recently a comedy. Posts. Sync. Log. News. Sport. Debate. Engines. Live. Cockpit. Live. Cut selected. Play spot in the jet tab for watch live. Watch live. Send feedback. YouTube. Play spot in the tab for watch Israel on must tab. Market names tab. Custom items in vertical with recent sitcoms. Podcast. Music. Sport. Debate. Engines. Select. Cock. Mixes. Live. Game. News. More. All. It's search. Button.
Let me try it
Search.
this way.
Vertical. Get comfortable with RNAV. Vertical 9. Vertical scroll up. Vertical scroll up. Market names in all. Explore menu. Button. Market names in 12 0 not all. All. Explore search. Button. Search. Vertical scroll up. 6 pages. Vertical scroll view. Tab. Custom item in vertical tab. Market names in tab. Is with tab. Play tab. What is sent you recently uploaded. 12 0. Return to Siri. All. Button. All. Button. Explore search. Notification cast. Note search. Button. Back. Code blue. Search. Delete. L.
Okay, hold on,
L.
folks.
O. O. U. U. N. N. G. G. I. I. N. N. G. G. Space. W. I. I. T. T. H. H. Space. J. J. D. O. H. H. N. N. Dictate. Search. Delete. N. B. N. N. Search. Select. The latest from Mounting the Top. Live. Drug. Tab for watch live. Live. Drug addiction and the way the rest of the world looks at you. Mounting the Top.
Here we go.
Available. Video player. Button. Heading.
Okay, so it is working. Nope, it's this mic right here. All right, that's okay. That'll work too. So let me.
Chat message input. Chat. Ellipsis. Add notes. Mounting the top. Open reaction. Top messages.
All right, y'all. So hope everybody's doing all right today, wherever you might be, whatever you might be doing. Um, Still going through some of the adjustments here, adjusting settings, all that stuff to make sure that everything's working the way that it's supposed to. So, anyways, I do have the chat pulled up. That is on my iOS device here. I can look at the chat that way. Um, Hopefully, it's not echoing too bad for you guys. But um, I was going through emails and just kind of looking at what what I wanted to do a live stream about. And one of the things that I hear about all the time, even it's been brought up so many times, even through my time going through college, with all the way back to even criminal justice, and then going through all the classes and stuff that I did for psychology. Luckily, I'm down to my last semester. I have one semester left. I've got a final coming up on the 15th, and I believe that'd go good. I got, I guess you get them uh, little jitters going, before a final, because you're like, oh man, this is going to be impossible. But it's just, it's normal. You're going to feel like that when you're, taking these big quizzes and stuff. Um, but one of the things that I found that is brought up a lot is the way that the rest of the world will look at you if you are on drugs, or if you was on drugs even in your past. And it's not always so easy for people. Some people don't take that very lightly, right? Um, Making sure here. Hold on. Okay, we're fine. So the way that the world looks at you because you've been on drugs or because you're still on drugs and you're going through the struggle of, trying to get off of drugs. And it's so easy for us to let other people's opinion impact what we do. It's so easy for that to happen. It's so easy for us to fall under that and end up doing exactly what people sit there and say that you're doing. And so you're asking yourself, why do I do it? Why do I let these people get to me? And there's all kinds of answers that might run through your mind. But how do you get through it so it doesn't affect you? What do you do to ignore it? At some point or another, you've got to come up with a strategy to be able to just ignore what people think. Who cares what they think? What matters is what you're doing about it. If I got an opinion about you because you did drugs, that really shouldn't matter. And if it's people that are your real friends and family, if it's family that really care about you, if you got a wife or a husband or kids or whoever it might be, if they care about you, they won't do that. And that is all the support that you need. You don't have to be treated that way because you made a mistake. And, today it's, there's a lot of things that you might not have. And people sit back and judge you for it. Maybe you don't have a fancy house. Maybe you don't drive a fancy car. Maybe the type of job you got isn't fancy enough for them. Who cares? It's your life. And you got to eventually just step back and say, you know what? You can say whatever you want about me. Do whatever you want. Don't let other people affect your goals. I started doing goal setting back when, 2016 was when my main goals started. And those goals was to go to college, get my degree in criminal justice, continue to college, get my associates in psychology, and then continue from there and get my bachelor's from psychology. If you pay attention to you and not worry about what other people think and pay attention to what really drives you, you can really get through it, you guys. Just because you did drugs, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you any less intelligent than the person next door. It doesn't put you anywhere different than the person next door. Maybe they don't do drugs. Okay. Well, congratulations. But just because you do drugs, you don't need to sit back and let that bring you down. You got to think about this for a minute. Doing the drugs already brought you down enough, right? So don't add to that, because that's only going to make it harder for you while you go through the recovery process to get off of drugs. I mean, some people will assume just because you do drugs that means that you're not smart or you don't have any real goals or whatever it might be. All that is someone else's opinion. Don't let it affect you. Don't let it decide what you're going to do tomorrow. Don't let someone else be the game changer for you. You need to be your game changer because you're smart enough to do it. Think about it for a second. If I was to listen to anybody when I first started college, I'd have never made it. People doubted me from the get-go. Well, he's not going to make it. He's not really in college. There's no way he's got a degree in criminal justice. He don't have his degree in psychology. You know what makes it worse is when you stand up to prove it to them. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Just like if you're going through depression, you stay away from the ones that make you feel bad and you put yourself around the ones that care. There are so many things running through your mind while you're on drugs alone. And drugs is not something that you can just flip the light switch and say, okay, I'm done. I'm good. There's a process to it. And for you to be successful, you've got to follow some of the things that might seem impossible. And number one, that's you got to stop thinking about the negative all the time, because that's just going to, encourage you to continue to want to do drugs. So the first thing that I would really like to suggest is forget about what other people think, because you've got a battle ahead of you to get off the drugs, and you can do it. But in order to do that, you've got to set some priorities. You've got to lay down some markers. You've got to draw the line. And don't listen to them kind of people anymore. And there's a whole lot more to drug addiction, with the way it affects you, the way that once you start doing drugs, the signals that are sent to different areas in your own body and your brain, that's a battle by itself. So you don't need the extra stuff holding you down. You got to decide today what it is that you really want to do ultimately. What is your goal? And whatever that might be, it's up to you. Right? It's up to you. There's a lot of help out there. There's people you can talk to. There's different forms of drug rehabilitation. There's the medicated form of drug rehabilitation. There's the psychological form of rehabilitation. If you are struggling and you are having a hard time and you feel as if there's no one out there that cares about whether you do good or not, there's people that care. You know, I've been someone that's always offered a shoulder to people, to always tell them, if you're going through something, you have no one to talk to, reach out to me. So the next live stream that we do, I'm going to be sharing a bunch of resources on recovery, on addiction. What I'd like you to do is leave some comments. Let me know, what are some of the areas where you might struggle? What are some of the areas, and maybe you're not going through addiction at all, maybe you went through it before. Leave a comment and give me your feedback on the areas that you think help the most, as far as the things that I'm going to discuss, the information that I'm going to share. I'd like to put that in your hand as a viewer, as a listener. So leave your comments. Let me know how, how it maybe went for you. You got to put the positive things in your life and get rid of the negative. So give me your thoughts about the positive. I think my headset went. Okay. It's okay. I can fix it. There we go. All right. So like I said, I'm trying to see if there's, let me see if I can. Let me see. Okay, so for now, leave the comments. Let me know the areas that, if you're looking for help and you're okay with, talking about it, you can leave a comment or you can send an email. Let me go down here and put in the email where I want you to email me. If you're, I'm going to leave an email here for you. And you can, all right, so I left the email in the chat. If you're struggling and you don't have anyone to talk to, I would be glad to help you. I'd be glad to do whatever that I can to assist you. Maybe you just need resources. Maybe you don't know what direction to go. Well, I'm willing to help. It's okay for people to ask for some support. That's okay to do. So, the reason I'm wanting to go live as well is to make sure I have everything set up right. So, let me know if the audio sounds okay. I'm not sure what you see because I didn't have a camera hooked up, so you're not seeing me, at least unless there's a camera I just don't know about. So, anyways, guys, I appreciate you. I'm going to do the test. Remember, if you are going through drug addiction, you're not alone. Don't listen to those that want to point fingers, laugh, and judge because they have no idea what they're talking about. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel. Join us here at Lounging with John, a place that you can come and you can find, a quiet place where you can chat, even have fun, a place where you will not be judged. Y'all take care.